Hello everybody, I am Baltmatrix, and today we are taking a look at Transformers Legacy Commander Class Armada Optimus Prime. This thing looks absolutely fantastic. I love the way this thing looks. I love the mold, I love the paint, I love just about everything except that piece right there because it is too wiggly, but that's the only part of it I actually don't like. I think this is a fantastic figure. Review over, go buy it. Thanks for watching. I'm just kidding. We haven't even taken a look at any of the other modes yet. I'm not lying when I say that I absolutely love this figure. Yes, it does have a couple of small flaws. Really not flaws. It's just the way it has to be engineered for it to do specific things gives it some issues. Some very minor issues, I would say. All right, let's take a look at the alt mode first. We're going to start with the trailer. Hasbro's done a good job of reimagining Armada Prime's trailer here. Unfortunately, there are no open spots or nothing opens for a minicon to sit in or be stored in, but that's okay. The only thing I don't like about the trailer in vehicle mode is the fact that there's nothing to hold it up. There's no anything to fold out down here that would actually hold the trailer up. The only thing you could do is flip forward this missile array, and that makes it sit just a little higher than if it falls down. The only things you can do are, one, flip down the toes for the combine mode and flip out the missiles, and that will give it something to rest on, but it still just falls forward, which is a shame. I would have loved if there was some way you could, get this to stand up, but you know what? It's a trailer. Now let's take a look at the actual truck mode. Truck mode's a little long for my taste, but that's fine. It's not a big deal. But the front of the cab is absolutely perfect. I cannot think of anything that they would need to improve on. It's just perfect. Yes, you've got giant fists sticking out of the back at the bottom back of the trailer. Who cares? This thing looks so good, and I just realized I have the wheels upside down somehow. Yes, that is possible to do that. That works better, and that looks a little better too. Yeesh. Yeah, I love this thing's look. All right, let's go ahead and get the trailer transformed into its base mode. First, remove the cannon, and that's really the only place you could put the cannon. I was hoping maybe you could put it underneath to actually be, act as a stand or something. That doesn't work. Anywho, come to the back of the figure, flip up that piece that I was mentioning is annoying, and turn it around 360 degrees. Or if it's already like that, keep it like that. Then come to the back where the Autobot symbol is, get behind the Autobot symbol and flip these panels out like that. And then the panels that are right in front of it, flip those out as well, like that. Turn the trailer upside down, grab the treads in the back and flip them up, and then reach inside and where the gold parts are and unpeg the front panels thusly, or the panels thusly. For the next part of the transformation, take the treads and then what is obviously the giant robot crotch and flatten them out like this. And then take the legs and push them up, and those panels that we flipped out earlier, fold them down like that. So we're at this point right now. The next thing we're going to do is make sure that the legs are straight and then fold the legs down. Now these panels will actually hold the legs in place. So we fold the legs down, and then there's these little pegs. They will peg into the part of the panel like that. So we want it to do that. We want it to look like this on both sides, where before with the alt mode it looked like that. And then we're going to flip it out and have it look like that. Next, take these pieces that were sticking up in the vehicle mode and flip them around, and they will act as struts for us. Then remember this panel that I was talking about earlier? We actually want to flip it up and make sure it's pointing down so that these little pegs can peg in and hold it together like this. And this is actually a little hard to do because the pegs are a little bit too big. Take the cannon, flip it straight up like that, and then come out to the outer sides, yes, with these boxes, fold these little panels up, take the box, fold it so it's pointing straight up, and then hinge it down into the trailer like that, and do that on both sides. And you'll notice that I'm keep repegging this back in, these pieces back in. Yeah, they just pop off. They snap into place, but they don't hold very well. All right, so get the box, flip it up, hinge it down, and snap that into place. And then put the thing down again. Ah, crud, I forgot about something. So we have to unhinge these boxes, and a little harder to do than you might think. Pull the boxes back out, and there are little guns hiding in there. You might remember this detail from Armada, that the original Armada Prime in Super Mode had guns that you could flip out and shoot missiles. So, got to do that on both sides. I'm sorry, I completely forgot about that. That is the one thing on this frickin' thing that I keep forgetting about because they're hidden away. And finally, reach into the middle and flip out this little red piece for some reason, and then grab the cannon and point it up, and we're done. That's the base mode. The detailing is good, but I think the original base mode was a little better. That's just a personal opinion. I don't hate this base mode at all, but it does kind of look like a giant pair of pants is doing the splits. It really does. It's not the most effective thing in the world. Now you might be thinking, Balt, you had it backwards. Well, there are a couple of different Hasbro official photo shots that have it pointing one way and then have it pointing the other way. So the directions have you sitting it like this and pointing this way. I still think it's stupid, as opposed to pointing it the other way is the way I had it, which is actually my preferred way. I like this better because that means you can have all the weapons pointing in the right direction. Missile launchers, laser cannons, big laser cannon, more missile launchers. I don't know what's on the side. Flamethrowers, maybe? Who cares? Now, what does every base mode need? A giant freaking robot to go with it. The transformation for vehicle into robot is so accurate to the original figure. It's actually kind of scary. But there are a couple of little things that are different. To start off with, come to the underside down by the rear tires and flip open these panels. That will allow you to fold down some toes, like this. And then close those panels up. Come to the tires and flip them around, and they will snap very loosely into place at an angle. And yeah, I kind of had the transformed a little wrong when I started the video. Push the legs down a little bit, and that will allow you to then flip out the side skirts and flip up the butt skirt. This is important because this will give you the ability to actually pose the legs and free them up a little bit. Split the rear of the vehicle mode and stand that truck up. Next, come to the front of the vehicle mode and grab the headlights and pull them away from the figure, and they will fold out and over the tires. Come to the grill and just go behind the grill a little bit and grab that whole section and flip it down and fold it underneath the vehicle mode to form the robot mode's chest, and that will snap into place. And then this is exactly the same way as Bendy Prime. Fold the shoulders out, and then flip the arms around and move the fists so that they are in the correct position. Like that. And we're done. The Optimus Prime figure we end up with is absolutely perfect. I could not come up with a better Armada Optimus Prime than this. It's simply stunning. The head sculpt is great. I mean, look at that head sculpt. That is Armada Prime to a T. Hasbro, please release a... It's so good. This is exactly what I wanted from this Prime. I cannot tell you how happy I am. And the fact that this Voyager class figure comes with this gigantic cannon is just icing on the cake. Oh, I love it so much. I love it so much. Now, along with holding the cannon, obviously 5mm ports in the fist. Then there are 5mm ports on each forearm, which we'll talk about here in a second. There are 5mm ports on the sides of the shoulders, just behind the wheel. There is no 5mm port in the back, but there are 2 5mm ports on the back of the upper thighs. Technically, giant robot fists, 5mm ports, and then some 5mm ports, 2 of them on the bottom of each foot. Prime in this mode has an Evo Fusion mode with his cannon, and then the dual smokestacks that pop off. They don't combine like the original, but they do snap on to the blaster. So you've got his Evo Fusion giant freaking cannon mode. Now I'm going to flip them around because I want the longer one point on the top, like that. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. I like the look of that. And that's silver for the smokestacks. Ooh, it's the same silver paint that makes up the figure's chest. So nice. And see, what did I tell you? There's a 5mm port right there on the outside of the forearm. As bulky as this figure is, it's got some good posability. Head is on a ball joint and can look down and can look up and swivel. Speaking of swivels, there is a swivel in the shoulder, and then there's a hinge on the outside of that shoulder. There is a swivel at the bicep. Bend at the elbow is a double bend for the transformations of the different modes. So you've got 2 joints right there, and then the fists do rotate. Yes, so nice. There is no torso articulation because of the nature of the combined super mode. Legs can kick forward at 90 degrees on nice ratchets, and the figure can kick back at almost 90 degrees, can kick out at almost 90 degrees, but if you get the side skirt out of the way and you turn the leg a certain way, you can definitely get 90 degrees. Thigh swivel, ratcheting elbow, very nice and clicky. Then there is an ankle rock side to side, and it does 90 degrees. I mean, look at that. Both feet. Yeesh. If you had told me years ago that we're getting an update on Bendy Prime and it would be a Voyager class figure and it would be absolutely perfect, I would not have believed you. I would have held out hope, but I wouldn't have believed you. I mean, I can't gush on this figure anymore. This Voyager class sized figure I love it. I absolutely love it. Size comparison time. Ho-Ho Optimus Prime. ROTB Studio Series 102 Optimus Prime. Gamer Edition Optimus Prime. Earthrise Optimus Prime. 86 Ironhide. Commander Class Rodimus Prime. Armada Starscream. And Armada Megatron. No, I'm not digging Legacy Hotshot out of the garbage. He can stay there. He knows what he did. If this was all we got with Armada Optimus Prime, you know what? I'd be pretty happy. The set is excellent. The base mode, yeah, it's a little iffy. The Optimus Prime figure here is just great. Probably one of my all-time favorite Prime figures. And there have been a lot over the years. But as we know, this is not all there is to this Prime toy. They combine the trailer and Optimus himself. So let's go ahead and get into that combination. We are going to start with the base mode. So come to the edges and first flip up the little guns and then flip up these tabs that, well, they were used in they're used in base mode and they're used in the vehicle mode. Flip up and unpeg these panels and then bring the legs down and flip out the toes. Then come to the panels on the side and flip them down and peg them into place on the outside of the legs. With the figure stood up on the legs, grab the treads and turn them around 180 degrees. Then take the cannon and, well, pull it off for right now and drop the entire rear section where the cannon was plugged in and take this whole section and spin it around 180 degrees. And this blue and gold piece drops down to become the front skirt, and then these drop down to become the side skirts. Now that we've got that out of the way, take this red piece that's up hidden here and flip it all the way up like that. And now we're pretty much ready to go. The only thing we need to do is just make sure that the cannon is collapsed enough so that we can plug it back in to the back, and then the cannon will peg into these peg holes like that. And I like to flip these tabs all the way up that way, just to get them out of the way. And there we have a pair of pants. All right, for Optimus's transformation, first take the fists and rotate them so that they are going back down like that and pushing forward. Straighten out the legs and then open up the panels and fold the toes up. And then flip the entire foot around to reveal giant robot hand. Roar! Same thing on the other side. Flip the panel up, fold the toe up, flip it around, and close it up. Next, come up to the top of Prime and collapse the shoulders up like this, like you're going to transform him back into vehicle mode, and then put the arms straight out. Lift the chest up, but only lift it up so far, because then we want to reach inside where the robot mode crotch is and flip out these two hip panels. Turn the figure around, take the top here, and push it forward. Turn the figure upside down, and we're going to take the arms and hinge them back like that, and then fold them up. And they will fold up into the inside of the new shoulder. See, there's a big hollow space back there. So fold that back, fold it up, fold that section up, and then there's a peg on the bottom of the forearms that pegs into the shoulder and holds it in place. Yay! Push the shoulders down on these nice, loud ratchets. Reach inside and pull up the head. And you got to pull a little harder because when you pull it out initially, it doesn't come out all the way and you have to force it up and to snap into place. Sometimes I push it a little too hard and it goes a little higher. Then we can fold out the smokestacks on the side of the figure's head. Now take the arms and rotate them down and then turn them so that they are pointing in the right direction. And come to the shoulders. And the shoulders. This was the inside of the crotch. This was the butt flap. And this was the side skirt. So put the butt flap down and push the side skirt in and peg them into place. And do that on both sides to make sure the shoulders don't move at all. Now the combination here is annoying. I'm not going to lie. You don't just drop it straight down and peg it into place because you've got this piece sticking off the back. What you do is you slide the hinges into this opening here, and then the whole section will sandwich up against the figure's back. And this part is far and away the most annoying because I always have trouble getting it lined up and getting it pushed in. But there, I was able to do it. Remember that red piece we flipped out earlier? That will fold down and peg into the collar bone of the figure. And then we drop the whole thing down and that snaps into place. And we're ready to go. The combined mode is a thing of beauty. The gold, the blue, the gray, the red, it all works so incredibly well. And it just feels pretty solid except for one thing, and we'll talk about that in a bit. That head sculpt is also exactly what I wanted from this figure. It just looks so dang good, and it is exactly what I remember Armada Optimus Prime looking like. Now maybe there could be a little bit of panel lining on the smokestacks, and maybe just a little bit on the mouth plate. And I mean that honestly. Yes, he has a hell of a backpack. There is junk hanging off that trunk, but I don't care, if that makes any sense. Every third party, okay, the one third party, Fans Hobby, that tried this, they had junk hanging off the back too. That's fine. It's hidden away, and the original figure, I mean, hell, the original figure had a giant roof of a trailer hanging off his butt. So I'm not going to complain about this at all. I love this figure. I really do. I love this combined mode. I love the alt mode. I like the base mode, and I absolutely adore Optimus Primal's smaller robot mode. This is one of the best figures Hasbro has produced in the last 5 years, is what I would be saying if there weren't for a couple of very annoying things about this figure. And I really don't want to be too negative about it because I do legitimately love this thing. Problem I have has to do with, one, these outer wheels on the outside of the big arms. They just don't lock into place all that well. I would really like it if they did. But the bigger issue is the legs. So while we're here, let's talk about posability, and we'll get to the legs. Head is on a ball joint, can look up, can't really look down because his faceplate is too big, and it does the swivels. In terms of the arms, they have ratchets going up and down, ratchets going forward and back, ratchets going in and out, ratchets on the elbow, bicep swivel, and then the fists do swivel as well, which is nice. The hands open and close in one big piece of plastic, and unfortunately, he's got kind of the C.F.R issue where he's got the peg inside the palm, but unfortunately this guy, the peg doesn't move in and out like C.F.R does. The pegs that hold the shoulders together aren't the strongest, and whenever I end up moving it, I end up popping the pegs. Not a big deal. There is torso articulation. It has torso articulation, which is amazing. Articulation in the legs. Feet have ankle rockers, which is really nice, and look at that. Look at that. I mean, 90 degrees. Armada Prime can Van Damme. I mean, seriously, what the heck? Then each thigh has a swivel that's very tight. There are ratchets for forward and back movement, and then ratchets in the knees. That's great! But Bolt, you might be saying, what's the problem? That's the problem. There are teeth here for ratchets in these hips. There ain't no ratchets. And I've already had problems with this thing on much smoother surfaces than my review table, where I'll put it up and then I'll put some weight on the top and it just does the splits. I've tried tightening up these screws. That doesn't really do anything, unfortunately. I mean, this figure is amazing. It's so much fun. It's great. And it is exactly everything I wanted from an Armada Prime, except they're missing ratchets. Why, Hasbro? You are so close! Prime is a big boy. Size comparison time. Gamer Edition Optimus Prime. Leader Class Skyquake. Galaxy Prime. Siege Jetfire. Victory Saber. 2007 Optimus Prime. Leader Class Grimlock. The Fallen. The trailer from Volvo Prime. Armada Starscream. And Armada Megatron. And just having him square off against Armada Megatron makes me so happy. I'm really curious if next year we get an Energon Megatron and an Energon Optimus Prime, or as he's known in Japan, Grand Convoy! But seriously, having these two guys in the Legacy line just fills me with so much happiness. Transformers Armada was a weird toy line, and it was not perfect. I mean, it had some real bangers, and it had some real stinkers. But having them in the Legacy line is just awesome. I love this. And I'm so happy we've got Megatron, and I'm equally happy that we've got Optimus Prime. Now, there are rumors that we'll be getting a Galvatron repaint of Megatron, but there hasn't been any movement or any leaks that we're going to be getting a repaint of Optimus Prime. I'm really hoping we do, because that black and dark blue look to him just worked so well. And that last battle between Prime and Megatron inside Unicron at the end of Armada was probably some of the best Transformers actions we had seen at that point. It was so good. All right, folks, that has been my look at Transformers Armada Optimus Prime from the Legacy line. Please let me know what you think of this figure down in the comments. I personally love this thing. As always, I have been Baltmatrix, asking you to please like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you all next time.